Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I think this Trump supporter was trying to recruit me on being a Trump supporter. And I'm gonna just let y'all know this right now. You guys will never, and I mean for the rest of our lives, you will never have to worry about me coming out as a Trump supporter. You know, at one point in time, I have to say that I was a supporter of Trump when he was involved in wrestling because they portrayed him as a good guy in wrestling. Like, everybody hated Vince McMahon. Trump came into wrestling, and then everybody loved him. And so I would have to say that was probably the one and only time where I was a Trump supporter. But as the years progressed on and he got into politics, that's when I had to say that my support towards him rapidly, and I mean rapidly, started declining because I really got to see his true colors. And I feel like that's an exact representation of how his supporters are. You get a chance to see their true colors. Now, I'm not going to say all Trump supporters are bad. There have been some Trump supporters that I've came across where they're actually good people. You know, friends of mine that I grew up with, they're Trump supporters. But the thing is this though. They respect my political opinion. I respect their political opinion. They don't try to change my views. I don't try to change their views. They gonna talk about Trump in a positive way. I'm gonna talk about Trump in a negative way, or talk about another political figure in a positive way if I agree with them. You know, and I think that's what politics has always been. You know, it's something where it's like, I shouldn't have to explain how politics work, but that's how politics work. People are going to have different views on whoever it is that's in the spotlight. Everybody ain't gonna like that individual. Just like how there's Trump supporters that don't like Kamala Harris, and they ain't no different than Kamala Harris supporters, Barack Obama supporters, Joe Biden supporters, and every other supporter of any political figure out there. They don't roll with Trump like that. And that's okay. That is 100% okay. But the thing is this though, when you try to push off your pro-Trump, and that's the thing where it's like, I would say on my own platform, yes, I talk about Trump in a negative way, but the thing is this though, I make sure of it, and I guess if I've never been that clear about it, I'm gonna be clear about it now. You are entitled to vote for whoever you want to vote for, support whoever you want to support. Whatever your political beliefs are, you have every right to have those political beliefs. I am not going to take that away from you. But if you are on my channel, if you are on my any social media platform, you're going to see my true colors towards Trump. Now, if you feel a certain way about that, that's on you, bruh. All right, but the thing is this, why is it that I can respect your political views of voting for Trump, but you can't respect my political views of not voting for Trump? That's the one thing that I never understood about Trump supporters, is that they get so upset when you say that you don't support Trump. And it's like, fam, let it go. It's not bothering you that I'm not a Trump supporter. But oh my God, like, man, the amount of times I've had to deal with Trump supporters, like, just for a while. There was one Trump supporter in particular. I remember this guy. He would come to my channel almost all the time. This was some years ago. This was when Trump was running for office the first time around. But anyways, I remember I would post videos and this guy's all like, you gonna support Trump, you gonna like it. Now you say it right now. You say you support Trump. And I'm like, who are you? I'm like, you're somewhere across the world or across the country telling me that I'm going to support Trump and I'm going to like it. I ain't got no other choice and all this other stuff. And I'm like, fam, please go on about your business. I'm like, please, bro. You sound so cringy right now. And I'm like, man, it's people like that where I'm like, fam, do you guys not realize? I feel like that maybe if Trump hadn't had like all of this like weird support surrounding him, he probably wouldn't be in the position that he's in right now. I feel like he still would have been sticking around with his TV shows and everything else that he was getting himself into prior before running for office. But I feel that, yeah, it's like with his supporters, it's like you guys put this target on his back because you guys are so cringy and toxic. Excuse me. It's something that I never understood. It's like, yes, Have it where you support everything that this man says. You're entitled to do that. But at the same time, do not be that annoying person where you're trying to push off Trump's agendas on everybody else. I don't care about Trump, his opinions, his agendas, his political views, all that stuff. I don't care about anything that Trump says. Do I care about him as a human being? Yes. And I think what video was I recording where I said like Trump can be in a burning building, and I was saying, no, actually it wasn't even a video. It was my last podcast episode talking about that guy that shot that healthcare CEO. But yeah, I said that Trump can be in a burning building, and I would do any and everything that I can to save him. You know, because it's like, yeah, the thing is this. I might not agree with him when it comes to politics, but my thing is this. I know I wouldn't want to be in a situation where if I'm in a burning building and a Trump, like, yeah, just a bunch of Trump supporters just looking at me burn because they don't agree with what I say. You know, so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's all like, I got respect for him as a person, but as a political figure, nah. Oh, that's all out the window, you know, so... But anyways, so the whole main reason on why I'm even doing this podcast episode in the first place is because a Trump supporter came into my comment sections on a video where it was of this like racist lady approaching this guy. And yeah, it was just weird because it was like the guy wasn't even doing that. It was one of those like police body cam videos. But anyways, so yeah, according to the video, bro was just minding his own business. Racist woman came up to him, just started saying a bunch of different crazy racist things. Cops showed up. She ended up getting arrested. And then, yeah, you know, it's just pretty much like that's how that was. But I think she was talking about like Trump at some point in time in the video. It's been some days since I've sat down and watched that video. But anyways, so she yeah goes on that just on some like racist weird behavior. But yeah, like I said, she did get arrested by the police, which is good. But so somebody had left a comment underneath that video. Let me see if I can find that comment. But I am going to read out my response because pretty much my response is what this episode is going to be about, but just in a 15-minute version and stuff. So anyways, this woman, she goes on to comment talking about looks like she is drunk, referring to the woman in the video. Then she goes on to say, I have to agree though, I enjoyed this is what she said, like, so this is her grammar, this isn't me talking, this is what she spelled out. So she goes on to say, I have to agree though that I enjoyed watch most of the states turn red for Trump, which means people, she put PPL, but anyways, will now be safer. Do you ever do content showing black people being racist? Why is she like, my thing is this, she looks like she's older than me. I'm like, fam, you can't type up. That's something that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know I have friends that talk that way, but I'm like, ma'am, type out the whole word. I'm like, it just don't make sense to me. It's like, ma'am, you're taking all that time to try to push out some agenda, but you can't even use like all the letters in the word and stuff. And I'm supposed to take you seriously. But anyways, and maybe I'm just reading too much into her comment, but I just feel that when I see comments like this, it's like, why else? My thing is this, if you're not trying to persuade somebody into having the same mindset as you, why even leave the comment in the first place? Yes, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but go on your own platform and talk about your opinions on stuff. Don't come to my platform talking about opinions where it's like it's gonna cause an argument more so, you know. But anyways, she goes on to ask, do you ever do content showing black people being racist? I really don't respect the woke victim mindset, and I'm half black. So I just saw that, and I read the comment a few times because I was like, what is she even talking about? Like, what does she mean by all of this? You know, and it's like, I'm trying to piece it together. And so I think I finally did piece it together. And that's when I went on to say, and this is my comment. This is me talking. So I went on to say, I'm not going to take away your political opinion, but pushing it off on others is making you come off as a pick-me person. Accept that everyone is not a Trump supporter and move on. Yes, I covered black people that are racist, and they are no different than the next person that's racist. You being half black shouldn't be an explanation for your choice of words or opinions. It should be brought up when you want to talk about the history of your race and the beautiful things that have come out of it. Maybe you need to be quote-unquote woke so you can understand more about it from your own perspective and not stuff you read through social media. Overall, be a leader and not a follower. So yeah, overall I did say that, and I'm like, fam, because my thing is this. So that was the part that really just threw me off was like the second half of her comment asking, do I ever do content showing black people being racist? And I have. I think a lot of people have seen my one of my most viewed videos where it's showcasing that one YouTuber that I got into it with, Minnesota Boy, where he was saying some racist stuff about white people. And it's something where I never, still to this day, I never understood why he felt the need to do that, because it wasn't even necessary. It's like, you might have your ill feelings towards white people, but that doesn't mean that it has to be pushed off on everybody else. And that's why I felt like, what Minnesota Boy and what this woman is doing. But I know for a fact, maybe with the woman, I'm reading too much into her comment, but yeah, with Minnesota Boy, I remember he did try to like push that off on me that I needed to be racist with him, that he's my brother. And I'm like, no, we're not brothers. We ain't got no type of blood running through us that's the same, similar, or any of that stuff. Yes, our blood might be the same color, but it doesn't mean that it's the same. It don't mean, it's like there's a lot of things that's like saying a red shoe and a red Mustang is related because they both red. No, it don't work like that. All right. So, and I'm like, that's something where I was all like, fam, if you want to be racist, you very well can be racist, but don't try to put me in the middle of that spectrum that you got going on within your head. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That is you and your head and your thought process. I don't want to be in the mix of that, but oh my God, like, bro, he was so upset that I didn't want to be racist with him. And I'm like, fam, there are white people that I know where I am more closer with them than you. I just met you, a few days ago, because, it was like just during that time frame. I remember we were going back and forth at it on Twitter and stuff. And so, I was all like, fam, no, I ain't gonna be racist. There ain't no reason for me to be racist. Yes, and the thing is this, I've dealt with racism myself. I'm like, and I think, I told this story before on here where it was this racist neighbor. She called me and my friends the N-word 3 times, and it was all because it all started off because I was getting ready to pet her neighbor's dog. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, for one, you don't own this dog. Second, you don't own this house. Third, you don't own that front yard that the dog is in. Fourth, why are you even talking to me right now? So it's things like that where it's like, fam, people have like this mindset, and I'm like, it really shows how many followers exist in this world, and that's what it's like. I try to have my political views, but I also try to have it where it's like, because the thing is this, I can't say I'm all the way into politics. It's like, I guess whatever I see, I try to piece in my own opinion about politics rather than going based on somebody else's opinion and stuff. And so, it's like ever since Trump got in office, there's a lot of things that he said that I didn't agree with. I don't need to hear nobody else talk about Trump to know that I don't agree with what he's saying. As soon as that man as soon as he got up on stage, started talking about Mexican people, started talking about, Haitian people, talking about they eating cats and dogs, that's stuff that I can hear for myself and be like, that ain't right. So that's the thing. And this, me having my mindset doesn't mean that I'm woke. No, it just means that I'm having my own opinion on something. Why? It just seems like a lot of the times people don't know about opinions. They don't know about, like, you're entitled to your own opinion, because that's the thing. And I've said this with so many different types of people. I've even said this towards like haters of mine, like fans of my haters, where it's like, you guys aren't your own person. It's like you have to wait for somebody, I guess, to yell. Like, it's really one of those, like, them, like, old-fashioned wars where it's like the captain or the leader, whoever yells charge, and then the whole army just takes off running and stuff. Like, that's how I look at a lot of different people nowadays, because I'm like, and it's not, I see more followers than leaders. And I try to push out that narrative. I'm like, everybody needs to be a leader, and I guess, like, if you don't know what to lead, then I'm like, I find things to lead, it's like, I was going to say, well, I don't know, but I'm like, nah, I do know, find things to lead. But there's a lot of different things that you can lead, but it can be away from whatever it is that you're following. So it's like, but the thing is this though, it's like, if you do, I guess, consider yourself a leader and you're trying to recruit, that's not how, you don't go around being like, oh, I'm gonna push out my opinion and that's how I'm gonna recruit people. No, the thing is this, I feel that the way of being a leader is that you have to not so much as like approaching a person, but you got to capture a person's attention. So it's like with me, it's like I feel like that's the best thing that I could possibly do with being a content creator. It's like I'm not gonna be that pick me all in people's comment sections talking about, oh, watch my video, watch this, watch that. And that's like, I remember I tried that and it felt so weird. I'm like, that's not me, that's not who I am. So yeah, for the most part, I post videos, people come to my channel and they watch them, cool. So it's like that's all that I look for. And if they become a fan, they become a fan. If they don't, they don't. They move on because they're not really working with what I got going on when it comes to me being a content creator. And guess what? That is 100% okay. I'm not going to take away however a person feels. If they don't like my content, they don't like my content. Point blank simple. I'm not going to feel a certain way because they don't like my content. If they, I guess, one day change their mind and then they go back to watching my content, okay, cool. But if not, fam, I ain't losing no sleep over it. All right. So anyways, with that being said, but yeah, that girl. And then the second part of her comment, because I was going to talk on that. No way, man, I did. Or yeah, it was just her bringing up that she's half black. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything? I'm like, you're telling me as if like, oh, I'm going to be shocked or surprised. Fam, the thing is this. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but at the same time, I don't care if you're half black. That don't mean nothing to me. I'm like, I guess with me, it's just I'm one of those people where it's like I don't look at it as like, oh, well, now I gotta listen to you because you're one of us. No, I listen to you because if it to me makes sense, then it's something that I can agree with. Then I'm like, okay, we got the same mindset on something. But it's like I just felt like she threw that in there just because, like, it's like, oh, it's like let me just throw that in there and I guess try to get him to like be on my side more. No, it don't work like that, ma'am. It doesn't work like that at all. Like there's people in this world that are not black, and I agree with them more than I agree with you on your opinion. So that's just how the world works. I wish more people would understand that, but sadly they don't. And I have to do podcast episodes like this, I guess, to get people to understand and things. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.